President Trump's decision to sit out the first Republican primary debate is his sharpest rebuke yet of Fox News. Here now to assess Trump's latest political strategy and the ongoing decline of Fox is former Fox News veteran journalist Geraldo Rivera and co-host of The Five when we were together. I should actually do it this way. In this corner, the lefty from Cleveland, Ohio, Geraldo Rivera. In this corner, the righty from Florida, the free state of Florida, Eric Bolling. How many times do we have this going on, Geraldo? Rather than fight, tell me what you think of Trump sitting out the Fox debate.
Well, first of all, Eric, it is great to see you, and I come in peace. I think that he has made a calculation that is undeniable. None of the other candidates can touch him, so why give them a chance for a breakout moment? He is in a class by himself. I think that Kari Lake is absolutely right about that, and as are you. And that is the wisdom, the common wisdom. I mean, if someone is 50% up, what did they gain by giving Chris Christie a chance to beat him up, or Ramaswamy a chance to, sound reasonable, or any of the others? But particularly, I think Governor Christie. Eric, you know him well. He's a tough guy. He's no nonsense. He's very hard to push around or to make a clever comment to cut him down. President Trump could call him a fat pig. But how many times can you do that? So I think that all things considered, just brutal politics, President Trump's absolutely right to sit this one out. Although our former colleagues at the Fox News Network, as you correctly point out, are beside themselves. This was potentially a huge ratings night for Fox. Now without Trump, it's like the Rolling Stones without Mick Jagger. It's very, very difficult to attract attention.
I wouldn't even call it that. I'd call it, some warm up band at a bar around the corner. Suzanne Scott, Jay Wallace go out to Bedminster, hat in hand, say, "Can you please come?" He says, "No." Bret Baier. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about, but I watched the Trump Bret Baier interview. I think it was completely unfair what he did. He was looking for the gotcha moment. He started rattling off people that used to work in Trump world, and this guy did this, this guy did that. I mean, it had nothing to do with his policy or anything he was going to do going forward. Do you blame him, Trump, for not wanting to sit in front of Bret Baier and Martha?
I don't think it's about Bret Baier and Martha MacCallum, who are, I think that generally speaking, are very fair. In the scope of cable news, I think they are as moderate and modest as you get. But I go back to the calculation. What is it that Donald Trump gains by showing up in Milwaukee? What is it that what's the upside for him? And if there's no upside, as a businessman, even forget about being a politician, as a businessman, why do you get involved in a deal if you can't possibly improve your situation? What's it going to be, 70% up, after the debate?
Right.
Really
the risk is to the downside.
No-brainer.
There's far more. You're so high, there's not much upside potential. It's a risk-reward profile that anyone from Wall Street, as you know, you're an investor, would know that to stay away from that. And by the way, Christie last night was on the show and I asked him why would he? He said, well, he's afraid of me. I said, and he said he should because the American people deserve to hear it. I said, Christie, the guy was president for 4 years. You know who Donald Trump is. Can we talk a little? As a lawyer, I think you're a lawyer, right, Geraldo? These arraignments, these constant indictments and arraignments. Yeah, tell us about what you think Fani Willis in Fulton County is overreached?
The United States Constitution, in its wisdom, Eric, as you know, created a device by which an incumbent who was guilty of wrongdoing could be punished. It's called impeachment. Impeachment is a process by which the House votes to impeach, and then the Senate votes whether or not to convict. He was impeached twice. So the process, however you feel about the result, the process was implemented with Donald Trump. Now, instead of impeachment, to bring in indictment, now you're introducing a whole new world where politics is in peril. If every county has a district attorney from the other political party, and that district attorney has the ability to bring a case like Alvin Bragg did about Stormy Daniels. That case was a lame case to begin with, and to have the circus where the sitting or a former president of the United States is indicted by a local county district attorney for paying off his mistress. You know, you worked on Wall Street. I would venture to say that there are thousands over the years, Wall Street brokers who paid off their mistresses, and to think that this district attorney could drag him before that court and to make it the historic action that it was, the first time ever a sitting president or a former president is indicted. I think that it really now it is with where does it end? It's not going to end with this cycle, presidential cycle. Now it's
I don't know. If you let it happen, the party in power will always be able to persecute the party out of power. Geraldo, about a minute or so. Joe Biden, I think he's completely demented. I think he's gone. I think he's lost. I think whatever's happening to him, he's lost his facilities. He's a nice enough guy. Get him out of there. He's a risk to the country. This whole Maui trip, about a minute or so, Geraldo, what are your thoughts on his? Should they move Biden out of the way for 24?
No, I don't think so, and no, they will not, in my opinion, however frail he may be or may become. There is a calculation that President Biden is the only Democrat that can defeat Donald Trump. Every other Republican can beat Joe Biden, but Donald Trump is the calculation in the Democratic field. So I don't think that Biden is going anywhere. I think it will be Biden versus Trump, but it will be historic and lamentable if Donald Trump is still under these burdensome indictments, or maybe even in prison, delivering the State of the Union address. My fellow Americans, the State of the Union is, here I am in an orange jumpsuit. It is absolutely absurd, and I think that it is a scandal that history books will write about.
They got the wrong guy that should be in prison. The other guy, the big guy, Mr. 10%, the 30 million. Geraldo, really good having you. I appreciate your time, and maybe next time we'll spar a little bit from broadcast boxing days. Maybe we'll get Gutfeld to referee that one. He couldn't come out. He couldn't figure out who'd he rather have lose.
We could put him right between us.
Thank you. That's a good idea.